All right, so here we have another equation. And again, looks like an angle problem here. We have an angle mismatch, I guess we should say. We got a cosine of 2x and a sine of x. So how do we handle that? Well, remember, our double angle identities will be, with those, we'll be able to rewrite cosine 2x in terms of another trig function of just x. And that's what we want, because we want everything to match with angle. So you might remember that cosine of 2x had 3 different possibilities. So it's a matter of which one looks like is going to work best with our problem. So I'm just going to jot them down over here. And you might see right away, since the only remaining term is sine of x, it looks like this is actually going to be the best one, because I don't want to have to deal with a cosine squared and a sine squared in the same problem. That just seems like it's going to get too complicated. So I'm going to replace cosine 2x with 1 minus 2 sine squared x, and then minus sine x minus 1. And hey, look at that. The 1's cancel out, so that's a good sign. So we have negative 2 sine squared x minus sine x equals 0. I think we're on easy street now. So I'm going to factor out a negative sine x, because it is a common factor, and pulling out a negative is always a good idea. Cleans things up somewhat. So this tells me that negative sine x is equal to 0, or 2 sine x plus 1 equals 0. Well, here we are again. Sine x equals 0 means x could either be 0 or pi. So there's 2 of the solutions. Coming over here, if I isolate sine of x to one side, I get negative 1/2. Now remember, sine is negative in quadrants 3 and 4, and I still should be thinking 30 degrees for my reference angle, because that's what gives you a ratio of 1/2. So these two reference angles are 30 degrees, which means the solution would be 210 degrees or 330 degrees. And when you write those in radians, that would be 7 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. So there's another equation with multiple solutions, 4 to be exact. And that's how we get there. So you notice how using identities is going to be helpful for us as well. So thanks for watching, and keep solving.